Alright guys, welcome back to Total Immersion Racing here on the Combustion Gamer YouTube channel. Today we are at Rockingham. Not sure if this track still exists or not. Supposedly the British government was going to tear it down and build it into apartments and condos. Always a great thing to build instead of racetrack or farmland. Always build more apartments and condos. Great thing, great thing. Great use of property. But anyways, that's not important. What is important is we're checking out this racetrack, one of the most difficult, in my opinion, in-game, mostly just because of the tight turns, lots of braking, so we'll see how well we do. We also got a lot of those little peg thingies there that end up getting in the way and getting knocked out of the ground, and ends up making a lot of interesting racket and stuff, so kind of interesting. But anyways, we're back racing here in Total Immersion Racing. We'll see what we can do here. I'm actually hitting a qualifying lap here just to kind of remind myself how this track goes. It's a pretty cool track, honestly. Really cool. Obviously, there is the oval version of this track, which is pretty neat. So we'll have to see if once we get that unlocked for ourselves in game, be able to check that out and see what kind of racing we have going on there. So that'd be cool. Very reminiscent of Daytona in some ways. You obviously got the big oval section, but then you just got the road course all throughout the middle, so also a little bit of Charlotte Roval in some ways as well, which is pretty neat. So definitely a fun track, definitely a cool layout, definitely a pain though with how tight some of these corners are to get around, but once you figure it out, it ends up being a pretty fun course, all things considered. So see what lap time we end up with here, and if you hit these turns just right, you can always spin yourself out as well, which is not something that is suggested, honestly.
Your driving shows promise. Keep practicing, and you're sure to finish on top.
Thank you for that vote of confidence. Got ourselves a lap time there. We're starting all the way in the back. That's fine. Should be able to get ourselves to move a little bit closer to the front. Let's see what we can do here. So obviously qualified, got ourselves a little bit of track position, so that should help us out slightly going into here. Obviously there's plenty of opportunities for beating and banging to get guys out of our way. We're still running a similar setup to what we ran at Sebring, so obviously we got a little bit more acceleration, a little less downforce, and since this is a road course, that should help us out slightly with some top speed stuff and getting back up to speed through these tight corners, so we'll see how that all works out, but it should help us out ever so slightly. Car's been handling good. As I said, it still has that nice feature that I like, being able to get the car turned to where I need it to go, so certainly like that feature. See with that Sebring. Well, McLaren, he's getting swallowed up by the BMW, so that's kind of funny. See if we can get ourselves moved up to the front here. A little bit of shortcutting course there, but it works. It works. Alright, we got past the VMAC. Let's see if we can get up here to the Lister Storm car and get past him. I do also like the different features in this game where you have cars with different headlights, some with LEDs, some with the old yellows. Just kind of cool. You got the different lights in the game. Pretty cool. I don't know if these have reverse lights on them. Like if they actually show up when you hit reverse or not. Not something I'm super familiar with. So this is again one of those tracks where the McLarens don't necessarily have the best track record because it's a little bit more technical, so their top end speed really doesn't show up quite as well on this track, so it kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage. Just imagine playing this on a radio computer though, and the game constantly kind of lagging, and this track is not fun to race at all, because right here you're going into the turn, it lags, you don't know where you are, you end up in the wall. Not a fun experience, but right now we have a very smooth experience going on from the old computer that I got it working on here, and it's doing a really good job for me, so won't complain about that. Looks like we're slowly catching up here to the McLaren. If we can get to him, I will definitely look forward to that. And if we can get a win here, that would be 2 back-to-back wins on the season. So obviously this is much more on a technical style of track versus like Silverstone, which is a little bit more, not quite as technical. It's a little bit more of that faster paced turns and stuff, so it's not quite as, you have to hit the brakes as much. It's just a little bit less technical as this and Sebring are, not Sebring, Springfield. And so definitely seems like this is probably our best opportunity to try and get to that McLaren. Obviously, depending on what setup he's running, we might be able to catch him if he ends up spinning out. We got the fastest lap there, so that ensures that I'm going to get at least a extra point, so that will certainly be helpful as we're trying to get ourselves up to where we need to be in the point standings. But as you can see, this McLaren still has a lot of acceleration, so we're really good getting up to speed through the technical course, so that's where we're not going to have the best of races because that McLaren is just really quick. So we'll have to see if we can catch up to the fries, get the French fries, and see what we can do here. Got a little bit loose there, so I actually slowed him down a bit, but you just see how fast he can accelerate on the straights. And we're a little bit faster, but we are definitely not McLaren fast when it comes to that acceleration there, so let's see what we can do. If we, obviously for next season, we're going to get some job offers, potentially from Lister Storm, VMAC, the Avon Lady car. We got that car in there too. So get some different job offers for next season. Potentially get a job offer from Pro, but we'll have to wait and find out. But I would assume that we'd have a decent chance of getting an offer from McLaren. We'll probably not take that offer though, just because the car tends to be extremely loose, and the rear end of the car just constantly is just not stuck to the ground at all. It's a very hard car to drive, so we probably skip that. It's fast, but it just, for me and my driving style, it has never been a good car to race, so we'll probably have to skip that. We're slowly closing in here on DeFries, so very interested to see what we can do here. So now we're going to be a little bit more on the technical side. We'll have to see what he can do. And once again, he just has that little bit of better acceleration. We're slowly catching him here a bit, so we just need to be able to get to him here. And kind of rough him up a little bit. That should get us a good position. Ooh, we got a little bit loose there. We're able to turn that corner much better, so you just see how loose those cars are, and that's with an AI guy driving it. So I mean, you just can't tell how bad those cars are actually to drive when it comes to a technical course like this. Obviously speed, really good, but when it comes to making turns and stuff, not so good. But you can just see the speed difference. It just, he's gone through the straights, which is just incredible. So get ourselves through the turn here. See if we can get to him. So actually having a really good race here. This was originally, way back in the day, one of my worst tracks, mostly because of the computer that I was playing it on. Just could not get the car to get around the course without constantly bouncing off the walls, which really does not help you out when you need to get good lap times. You can see that McLaren, he's booking it. A little bit on the brakes. Could not get the car to turn there. Missed my turning opportunity. So that ended up not being too good on the smooth part of the course. Trying to catch up to this McLaren. I don't think it's going to happen though, because he's just a little bit too consistent. If he spins out though, I should be able to get an opportunity, and it's really hard to pass, especially through this course section, so it is hard for the AI guys to pass you back, just because there's such a limited amount of room. So if we can just get to him, we should be able to keep him behind us, but that's turning out to be a little bit more of an issue than I had anticipated. We got a good setup in the car, car's handling decent. And it's got a little bit more acceleration. Just can't quite seem to reel this guy in. A little bit on the... There we go. Got the crew chief reminding us that if you pass the car in front, we take the lead. Well, you know what? That's a really good observation. Now, can you observe to me how exactly I'm supposed to do that? Ah, he doesn't have anything. No, don't think he did. Alright, there we go. 1 lap to go here. In the back, TheCombustionGamer gear, we can get yourself some total immersion racing merch. Check that out in the links down below. Ourselves turn around here. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Alright, we're slightly closer than we were to him the last lap, but once again, it's just, unless he spins the car out, I don't think we're going to get to him in this race, just because he's so fast on the acceleration, and I'm just not quite able to get to him there. Much faster this lap, though. That's helping us out. Alright, come on, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. He was better through that turn that time, so... That's not helping us. We need him to keep staying loose. And the car thrown into the turn there. Pretty good. Come on, dude. Did you get loose? And I think the McLaren's got it. We were able to close in on him decently, but I think he's going to end up getting it pretty good there. Yep. Ended up sliding through that turn. That did not help us out. Turn around. Yep, he's going to end up getting it. See if we get a faster lap time this though, because we were doing pretty decent there. I think we might have lost all that time though, but we'll find out. There we go, new lap time, so we got the fastest lap, so that's an extra point, which we need. So that's helpful. Take a look at the point standings. It's really close there between us, DeFries, and Bird there. Clink, Chug, and Shred. They're all not doing so good. They're down to the points, not having the best of seasons. But it's really razor close between us because we were racing a totally different McLaren there. So that closes us in on the point standings. So it is razor thin there. So that's helpful. So we really do need to be able to get that championship lead though. Alright everyone, here we are at the Austrian Talladega, or whatever this track is called, but as you know it, it's the Austrian Talladega for us because that's the easiest way that I can pronounce that name. It just makes sense, why not? Fast track, not quite oval, but it's still much. Anyways, let's get ourselves up through the field here and see what we can do. As we hit the wall. Ooh, Mobile Racing. Hello, how are you doing? I think McDowell's still racing in that car. Ourselves moved through the GT field here and back up to our buddies in the GTS field. Oh, that's good in shadow. Going through the forest. A little bit too deep there, but you know what? We're just trying to get up to the GTS guys at this point. We're not looking for lap times at the exact moment, but it would be helpful to have some. So let's try not to make any mistakes, shall we? Okay. Car feels really, really good, honestly. We're going to have to see what we do on these long turns up here, as we do have less downforce, so we're going to find out how well this car handles. And the car's handling pretty good, so I think the setup's not really that much of an issue. I think we got a pretty good setup going on. We got more acceleration in the car, so that seems to be helping out. Just gotta see what we can do with the field here. Find out where these McLarens are running, because this is going to be very important to find out which McLaren's running where and who. All those things are very important. Alright, trying to get past the Avon Tire lady here. There we go. And passed. Sweet. Now we just gotta get up to the front here. They're a little bit faster. Ah, we got the fries. The French fries up in the front. So we're gonna want to get past them here as much as we can as we hit the wall. Not what we want to do there. So a little bit less grip there under braking. So that's something we're gonna have to watch out for. Hello. Getting into the VMAX there, which especially looks like a Daytona prototype Pontiac. I'm sure somewhere I have that that hero card, which is pretty cool looking card. Got it there. That's a neat car though. I like it. Definitely looks like that old Daytona prototype Pontiac team that ran. Then they switched it over to a hit the wall there. Switched it over to a Corvette. Get back on track here. Get back up to speed. That's always an issue. If you end up turning too much, you hit that wall and that bounces you off into the dirt, which is annoying. Got crew chief yelling about something about rivals or some sort of nonsense. All I know is we gotta get past Avon lady here. Get past her again. Not had one of her better seasons, I don't think, and definitely not selling any tires. I don't think. When you can't win a race, your tires are probably not going to sell that well. Although they are spending a lot of money on advertisement, as you can see right there. Got a lot of Avon tire advertisement at the Austrian Talladega here. Alright, nice and easy into the turn. Good, car turn. Nice. Exactly what we needed. Go through the shortcut through the grass. Let's see if we can get ourselves up to these McLarens. Ooh, I think the one McLaren got booted out of the lead by the Mr. Storm. So this could prove to be very beneficial to us here in the point standings. Alright, racing. Alright, so DeFries is right in front of us. Excuse me, sir. Let you by. Go on the inside. There we go. So this proved very, very helpful. Don't hit that wall, please. Thank you. If we can get past DeFries, we should have a pretty good race here. It should definitely help solidify our point standings. Aquamarine, though, is the last race on the schedule, so that will not be a fun one, especially with how fast these McLarens are, but definitely gives us a little bit more wiggle room in our final finishing position as we pass DeFries. I forget who's in this in the list of Storm here. We'll find out once we pass over the finish line. We should get what his lap time is. DeFries trying to pass us there. Let's see, who are you? You are Clink driving the Lister Storm there. Good to know. I remember if it was him or Shred that was driving that. And then of course we have Chug Glorious, driving in the... I want to say he's driving the VMAX. I think that's what he's driving. Anyways, we got Chug in here. Car feels good and fast, so definitely like that. Having a really good race so far as we're putting those guys back a lap. I think DeFries and Clink having a bit of a scuffle back there, so that's going to make things a little bit more interesting for us. Should give us a better position here, hopefully. Don't go into the gravel, please. Thank you. Yeah, car's been handling really, really good with the limited downforce, and we're getting a little bit more speed out of it, so certainly helpful. And since we switched the final drive, we've definitely been a little bit quicker, just a little bit. Just could use a little bit more probably, but just being able to put down consistent lap times is definitely where we need to be. We're doing really, really good here at Austrian Talladega. Doing a good job getting ourselves towards the front, and also currently remaining in the front. Alright, we're going to have 2 laps to go here. I'm not sure if we got NMP guys tracking us down or not, so potentially we could go a lap down this lap. A little bit too aggressive there into the turn, that's fine. Do a little grass cutting there through there, get a little mowing done for the track. I don't think we're going to get lapped. We might get lapped though. I'm not totally sure who that is there following us there. If it's an NMP guy or if it's a GT class guy. That's back there. I think that might be a GT guy. So some of the field, some of the class might get lapped, but I don't think it's going to be us. And so unfortunately back there in the battle with Klink and De Vries, unfortunately they're getting ahead of him, so we want him to get shoved back for the point standings anyway, so that would help us out tremendously if he could go much further back than he is right now. So hopefully that Lister Storm car can cut the McLaren down another position, because that would be very, very helpful heading into the championship race, because it's been a close season, that's for sure. Yeah, De Vries is still there. That's a bummer. Alright, so we're going to have 1 lap to go here, presented by TheCombustionGamer gear. And we continue to lead, which is very, very helpful. We just got to hope that Lister Storm is able to boot the McLaren out of the way, because that, as I said, that would help us out tremendously in the point standings heading into the championship race. Don't think it's going to happen, as that McLaren gets a really good lead there from the Lister Storm. So Lister Storm must have been loose on one of the corners. They're still racing hard, so we will find out what they got. But hopefully Lister Storm can get up there. I don't think he can, though, as you see that McLaren really move along there through the straight. McLaren has a lot of speed. Brakes. Yep. Unfortunately, it looks like De Vries is going to get himself second. And that's going to put us into a really tight battle once it comes to championship. So we're going to have to be the best that we can be at Hockenheim. Not one of my favorite tracks, and not one of my better finishing tracks either, but if we can get the fastest lap there and finish second to De Vries, it might work out for us, but it's going to be really, really tight. A really good lap here. We just need to bring it home. No issues. Love the sound of this car too. The sound of this car is great. And here we come at the Austrian Talladega, and we will get ourselves another win on the season. Sweet. Also several fastest lap times there as well, so that also very helpful. Take a look at the point standings there. We get ourselves an extra point. That puts us 4 points ahead of De Vries there. And it was Klink there in the Lister GTS, who would have been really helpful if he could have gotten up there and taken those points away. 2 points away from De Vries would have been very, very good, but we have to work with what we got there. And then it is Chugnorius in the VMAC, as I thought. So, yeah. Well, that's a tough race, but we did a really good job getting to the front and getting the win. So, definitely nice at the Austrian Talladega. Alrighty, we actually got our crew chief there happy. We got the podium, and we have a good result to be able to make sure we get ourselves a podium here at the end of the season. So we'll see you guys here in the next video as we go to finish off Season 3 of Combustion Gamer Racing in total immersion racing in career mode. So anyways guys, we'll see you guys here next time. Bye bye.